welcome to World Zone number 3. And I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit the bell.
It's actually happening. The organization has decided to try him as both a position player and as a pitcher. They're really trying it here at the AA level. Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline is with me. Jonathan, do you think this can work?
I mean, can it work, Ben? Yeah, of course it can work. It hasn't worked all too often. There are more and more teams who are trying to make it work. Most of these guys as amateurs were two-way players. They don't specialize usually until later on, and often they choose one or the other. You see more and more teams really making an effort to let players do both, to see maybe one jumps to the foreground on its own organically. It's awfully hard just because of the amount of work that you have to put in to excel either as a hitter and position player or as a pitcher. Naturally, some work is going to be taken away from one or the other if you're splitting your focus. And that's why we haven't seen it too often.
A prospect receives a check-in from his agent, who wants to make sure his client's career is being launched in a way that suits the young man's goals and ambitions.
Minor League Baseball is live and on the air on the show. Tonight we wrap up this 3-game weekend series. It's baseball. It's the show. Striding in is Nick DiMaggio. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Here's a pop-up now. Park has got it, and the side is retired. So a relatively routine start for the top of the first here. Up next, Nick DiMaggio, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here. Now here's the first offering. A bouncer up the middle. And that'll find its way into center field for a one-out hit.
Boy, Dero, it's about time they got something brewing here. First pitch single, and maybe now they can start to get some traffic on the bases.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Ambush tactics, not always the play. You want to drive that pitch count up and get into that bullpen, but sometimes desperate times.
And hold on there. That's not going to get him in there with the stolen base. Next to hit is Will Lorenz, trying here to plate the tying run from second. The 1-1. Grounded softly to the right. He's got it.
Here, on the back, on the back.
Only play will be to the pitcher covering, and the runner will advance to third now. So stepping in is Connor Capel, the potential tying run for him at third base. 2-1, here it is. Line to the right side. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third.
You know, Dero, there are certain hitters that just love to come up and clutch two-out RBI.
Now to bat, Nick DiMaggio, singled in his last at-bat. Swing and a liner. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out. So here is Nick DiMaggio, runner in scoring position with 2 guns. First pitch of the AB on its way. Oh, he rips this one the other way, but caught down there at third. Needed just a little more height on that one. Tonight's game comes to an end, 5-1, the final score. The Springfield Cardinals used a 3-run 7th to help propel them to the win. Johan Oviedo. Well, allow.
A minor league pitching coach offers advice to a new member of his staff.
Minor League Baseball now on the show as our into the box, Nick DiMaggio. Let's take a look at this young two-way player and the experiment they're running with him. You see him on the mound sometimes, but most of his work is in the field. Would you have wanted to do something like that, Dan?
It's very interesting, Manny, because most pitchers that have big arms, you can move them around the diamond. One of the things you have to have if you want to.
Next to stand in is Nick DiMaggio, grounded out in his last at-bat. And this is on the ground to first. Could be two. To second for one. On to first to complete the double play. Digging in will be Nick DiMaggio. 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
Nick DiMaggio.
Into right field. That's a base hit.
Yeah, and you can take a look at his numbers here. With that one-out single, he's flirting with a little trouble here again. You'd like to see him find a way to get out of this inning and battle for another inning or so, but you also don't want him to give up a big number.
Line, but speared on a hop. On to first, and talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. One batter, 2 out. Next to dig in, Nick DiMaggio singled in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield. He's going to wave them.
Masters ranges back, and he has. Stepping in once again is Nick DiMaggio. Flew out last time up.
DiMaggio.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Liberato gets there for the catch, and that ends the inning. Digging in next, Eric Filia. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. On the ground to third. Scooped up to second for one. Back to first. It's a double play right when he needed it, and this ball game is over.
Well, that's not exactly how you draw it up. He gave up a long ball to make it interesting, but it was the only run he gave up, and he hangs on to collect the save.
A one-run game, 6-5, the final today. Springfield jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Welcome to MLB The Show, and this presentation. Stepping up is Nick DiMaggio. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
The third baseman, Nick DiMaggio.
Here's the first pitch to him. The windup and the 0-1. Oh, and he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2. Coming down in buckets. Cats and dogs. Insert metaphor here, and the forecast is not showing any signs of relief.
Total agreement, Matt, in particular that pitcher's mound. You know, one of the things you have to really be careful, not just for the position players, but that mound gets awfully slippery and awfully wet when it becomes moist like it is right now. So the umpires are going to have to really pay attention to the conditions on the field.
The next 0-2. Line to the right side, and a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
The mark of a great pitcher is the ability to put people away when you have 2 strikes on him. He wasn't able to do it to start the game. Let's see if he makes the adjustment.
Now a throw over to first. Thought about going for second, but instead
That was bad.
they've got him in a pickle.
Sorry that you guys had to see that.
Well, that's not a good look. No one likes getting picked off, but it's just...
Next to hit, Nick DiMaggio, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. From the stretch. Liner towards second, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. Next, it'll be Luis Liberato. Last time up, he was hit by a pitch.
The left fielder, Luis.
Working for the punch-out and the offering. Grounded to third. This could be 2. There's 1, but they won't get 2 as he beats the relay to first. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Nick DiMaggio as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box.
Decent, but not great results so far this season from the left side. I know he'd like better.
And no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the inning. So next to hit is Nick DiMaggio. He flew out in his last AB. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Lifted in the air out to right. A ball that's carrying. And this one will bounce into the wall. The relay. And he's back into second here safely.
Good piece of hitting there, but you can't help wonder what might have been if the previous play didn't unfold like the way it did. If he doesn't get tagged out, he probably scores on that one pretty easily.
Come on, get
Instead,
out, get out.
it's just a one-out double.
And a good decision on the throw as he is meat at third base. Tonight's game comes to an end, 5-1, the final score. The Travelers led this game from the third inning on and never wavered. Isaiah Campbell earns his first win of the season. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching. The game's future stars are on display. So now into the box is Nick DiMaggio, swinging it well so far in this series. He's 3 for 9, and it's fouled away.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Oh, it's hit to third. 5, 4, 3 on a nice dig at first, and the inning is over. Digging in, the switch hitter, Nick DiMaggio, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here.
I'm interested to see how focused their ABs will be playing with this lead. I think this needs to be a little bit of a smell blood inning. Keep the fire rolling. I know it's early, but keep the pressure going. Swinging the bat's nice.
Now at the plate, here is Connor Capel. He reached on a walk in his last time up and later came around to score. Hard hit at third. Fielded cleanly. One there. On to first, and it's another double play. Already 2 of them here in the first 3 innings so far. And now, Nick DiMaggio singled in his last at-bat. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Not his best effort that time. It's strike 1. Really starting to pour now, and the forecast is not showing any signs of a break in the weather.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take. Not much you can do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. He'll throw down to first, 1 away. Now it'll be Nick DiMaggio. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're standing.
And we'll just leave it there as they make the play to end the inning. Now to the plate, here is Nick DiMaggio. He's 1 for 4 so far. First pitch of the AB now. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1.
Hey, if I'm on the mound, I'm going even further out of zone on this next pitch.
And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. Here it comes, 0-2. This one's blooped out toward right center field as Turris backs up a bit and he takes charge for the first out. Next will be the designated hitter, Nick DiMaggio. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch on its way. And he fouls this one off. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down.
Get your pitch, drive it.
Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Hit on the ground to short. He's got it.
Get out, flag.
Throw on to first will finally retire him as the inning will draw to a close.
On paper, this had the makings of a real hard-fought game, but paper and reality, those are 2 different things. They pulled away and never looked back. How about to a tune of a 9-run victory?
posted.
Jim Callis of MLB Pipeline joins me on the podcast today. Jim, do you think this two-way experiment can work?
Well, it's difficult. It's interesting to take a look at, but there's a reason this doesn't get tried very often is that it's very hard to be a big league hitter. It's very hard to be a big league pitcher. And when you're trying to do both at the same time, it really increases that degree of difficulty. I always think of a guy like Dave Winfield, who was probably the best two-way player. He's drafted in football and basketball too. Unbelievable athlete coming out of Minnesota. And the Padres took him right almost at the top of the draft. He'd struck out 15 in his last College World Series game. And they didn't even mess around with it. They just put him in the big league. They put him in the big leagues, but immediately as a hitter. So it'll be interesting. It can work, but it's that much harder than trying to just make it as a one-way player.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And to my lady, I love you.